2020 is already shaping out to be a big year for games on the App Store. Welcome back to my next episode of New App Store Games episode 6. This week includes 6 new games from the 12th to the 18th of January, and at the end of the video I'll update you on 3 games ported to the Mac App Store, like Asphalt 9 Legends for instance. Number 1 is Pascal's Wager. Pascal's Wager is a fantasy action RPG. It's a full-on experience without any microtransactions or ads to cheapen the experience. Some of the notable features are the 20 or more hours of content, 60 FPS gameplay, controller support, 4 playable characters, and we have a 3-dimensional map with multiple layers to explore. According to the developer Tipsworks, the game's heavily inspired by From Software's games, Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Sekiro, and even Jedi Fallen Order. And it even reminds me of some elements from Resident Evil 4. So like those ones, Pascal's Wager is very hard and relies on you dodging, parrying, and attacking at the right moments. It's advised that you play the game with a controller too. You can play with the touchscreen, but I found it a little awkward, especially on iPad. Pascal's Wager costs $6.99 USD on the App Store. Post-launch DLC will be added, expanding the story and characters. Number 2, we have Extraordinary Ones. NetEase Games have put out another free-to-play mobile game on the App Store. This one is a 5 vs 5 MOBA with an anime theme. Like other MOBAs, you'll select a hero, then go into a battlefield where both players will attempt to destroy each other's turrets and in the end, their base. There is a decent amount of heroes for a starting roster. Hopefully they add more in the future though. All heroes obviously have different characteristics and abilities. The gameplay is pretty well balanced from what I've played so far. The battles are quite fast paced and the graphics are really nice and satisfying. You can also play at 60 frames and mess around with some other graphic options too. There are no advertisements here and I can't see any pay to win elements right now, but you can buy heroes with gold or in-game currency. Please note, the game doesn't support the full screen resolution of 2018 iPad Pros. Number 3 is Kings of the Castle. Another week and another Apple Arcade game has dropped. This one is a really fast-paced multiplayer game that places you on a beautiful but deceptively dangerous island. The game is all about speed to complete objectives in the fastest time, and I put a big emphasis on speed. You'll need to utilize all the different power-ups in-game to make you go faster or to help you collect gems. Although at the same time, you need to avoid all the obstacles and enemies that will attempt to slow you down. The game's upbeat and quick music is really well suited to the tone of the game. It made my heartbeat go really wild though when I was competing against other players to win, but I kinda like that. You can also play offline in the single player mode and play through the time trials. It's a fun game, but I'd like to see the developer Frosty Pop add some more content soon, because there are only 2 islands and 2 game modes here. Number 4, we have Maze Machina. Here we have a turn-based swiping puzzler brought to you by Arnold Rawls and Tiny Touch Tales. You play as a tiny hero who is trapped inside an ever-changing 4x4 grid mechanical maze. All this is controlled by the evil automatron, who you can see at the top of the grid. The gameplay works by you swiping to move the hero. You'll notice that as you move, the enemies will also move in the same direction, so to counter them, you can collect and use different power-ups or weapons. It's pretty easy at first, like most puzzlers, but the game does a good job of preparing you for more challenging levels later on, slowly introducing you to new tools and just how to play. Maze Machina goes for $1.99 USD on the App Store. If you're into puzzlers, you should not skip this one. Number 5, we have Draw Chili. Originally released on Steam in November 2019, this week Draw Chili was ported to the App Store. This is an arcade experience, bringing you squad-based action RPG gameplay. You will control the main character and will have allies spawning in around you to help you attack the, well, weird enemies spawning. As you play, you'll collect chickens and produce energy. This will help to upgrade the city, provide new abilities, and improve your squad. There is controller support here too, which is great because the touch controls are a little small at the moment. However, the developer will be increasing the tap zone of some buttons in the next update. The game is also not optimized for iPad screens. However, the developer will be adding this support once again in the next update. Jewel Chili costs only 99 cents on the App Store. Number 6 is Minimax Tinyverse. Here is another free game for you. This one is a real-time strategy where you play as a god, placing your chosen heroes on the map below and commanding their attacks and using special powers to aid them. You fight one other player online with the goal to crush their base. The game was originally released on Steam back in December 2018 and ported to the App Store this week. The Steam version was met with mixed reviews, primarily because hardly anyone is playing online. This is the same with the App Store version, sadly. It will take you a few attempts to connect to another opponent. Hopefully Apple promote it on the App Store's game page and more jump on board, because it's a cool game with nice 3D graphics and unique gameplay. And here are those bonus Mac App Store games. Back at WWDC 2019, Apple showcased how you could bring an existing iOS game to Mac using the Mac Catalyst technology, which is a new feature under macOS Catalina. Asphalt 9 Legends is the first example of this new technology. The Mac version of Asphalt 9 Legends has support for higher resolutions and 60 FPS gameplay. Playing on a Mac screen, it just looks beautiful, I have to say that. Your progress from iPhone or iPad is supposed to carry over through iCloud backup. However, it didn't work for me, which really was a shame, so let me know how it goes for you. Asphalt 9 Legends is free and is supported on all Macs back to 2012. Recently, Feral Interactive ported action-adventure game Shadow of the Tomb Raider to the Mac App Store. This means all Tomb Raider Origin games are now available on this platform, so if you like, you can buy all three in a bundle. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is supported on Macs with a 2GB graphics card, but it's best to see a list of supported Macs on the game's App Store page before you purchase. This week, Aspire Media updated The Sims 2 on the Mac App Store. It is now a 64-bit app and supports the Metal Graphics API. This means it is compatible with macOS Catalina and beyond. The Sims 2 is supported on all Macs back to 2012. So, what do you think of these new releases? I'm quite impressed personally. It's been a really good week. Let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like to show your support, and if you're new, definitely subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future uploads. Anyway, thanks for watching.